What's up, everybody? We're here. We're walking the wire. It's week 14, the last week before the majority of your playoffs. We're getting ready. We're walking the wire. What's happening, everybody? We're back with another episode of Too Much Fantasy Football. We're here on the Fantasy Football Advice Network, and we're here to talk waiver wires. It's week 14. We're ready for the playoffs. We're getting pumped. Some of you guys are winning it in. Some of y'all, maybe you're taking the week off. Maybe it's just reseeding, or maybe you're completely out of the playoffs, and maybe you're just blocking people. Maybe your brother. Maybe he's in the playoff position. You want to make sure he doesn't get that player. Well, you know what? We're here to make sure that stuff happens. And we've got the next hour. Thank you all for joining me. Pop anything you have question-wise up in the chat. We'll be talking waivers, dynasty trade deadlines, reactions, or just maybe the usual freak out to injuries and the shenanigans that happens here in fantasy football. Again, I am Brian here from the Fantasy Football Advice Network. Thank you all for hanging out. And let's get this party started. So yeah, like I said, anything Q&A, toss it in the chat. I'm open to talk anything, football. You want to go to movies, you want to go to food, I'm cool with whatever. But yeah, we're here to figure out what we need to plug into our lineups this week. It's rough out there. Yeah, I got a couple of leagues where I'm already in. I got it locked up. Got the first round bye. Really doesn't matter too much. And other leagues, I need to win and several other things to happen. Just, whether that be other people lose, outscore them overall in the points scored. It's rough out there. Squeaked by a guillotine win last night. It was like 1.2 points. So bad. I had Amon-Ra and JSN combined. They gave me like less than 6 points. So I was sweating. We're here though. We're here. Final 5 people. So all y'all out there playing chopped or guillotine leagues, good luck if you made it through there. Hope y'all are still rocking through there. Awesome. Let me pull up. Let's talk some injuries. Let's get that little bugaboo out of the way. A thing we don't want to talk about, but that definitely happens each and every week. I guess, who are the biggest ones? I guess the Amon-Ra. We talked about that. Them playing on Thursday. That's going to be the talk. Shelves and plants. That's right, Corey. Shelves and plants. We're getting it all loaded up here. Matthiasen, what's happening, buddy? How we doing? I need a win to get in. Scenario this week. Hey, who'd you place? Who'd you pick? Who'd you pick for your survivor pool? Did you go with the Rams or did you pivot to the Dolphins? I gotta know, man. Gotta know. Those win and get in scenarios, it's locked up. It's essentially like the playoffs start now for so many leagues. You gotta sit there and go all the way through it. So it's a fun one. It's good sweat. But yes, Corey, had to load up with some shelves. Had to put a little plant. I literally just got these hung like an hour before the stream, so I haven't had time to decorate. We'll have something up on there on Sunday, but stay tuned. Gotta check out the stream for that. Spilled coffee every Sunday morning. Now with our new regular guest, Corey. I know, maybe not exactly happy about that. What other injuries? Justin Herbert. I'm looking for more news on him. It was Monday, I believe he had surgery on the hand. As of now, Eagles are only 3-point favorite, so I believe they're projecting Herbert to be out there. Let's see if we have any updates. Nothing yet. Nothing yet, folks. It's 3 o'clock here. It's a West Coast team. I doubt we actually see anything. Oh, Matthiasen coming back here. Folks, if you missed it, we had a sweat there. Went with Jags. I just convinced myself that the Titans are awful. Oh, come on. Did you really need to convince yourself of that? Everybody knows they're awful. Everybody knows. Kind of wish I took the Dolphins. Yeah, because the Dolphins are going to be hard. There's not going to be many situations where you truly feel confident. That was one of my reasonings for wanting to take them. But either way, you still got the Rams. You still got the Rams. You can be able to use them for one of these final, 5 weeks? 6 weeks? Something like that. Didn't have the balls to take Miami. Hey, I was playing with house money. I'm always down to go big when it's house money. It wasn't my league, but I saw it. I saw it. Despite that overtime, or not overtime, the onside kick that almost screwed him. Could have been so bad. Could have been so bad. But either way, Dolphins pulled it off. Got the 2-point return there at the end of the game. Other injuries, what are we looking at? Marvin Harrison Jr. hand injury, left in the game. Again, another West Coast team. I doubt we're going to get any information on that. So if y'all do see anything, throw it out there and let me know. Let me see what's happening out there. Dylan Sampson calf injury. Do we really care? Wait, they play the Titans this week, though. Maybe we do care. Maybe we'll get excited about that one. Gonna have to wait and see there. Sauce Gardner didn't tear the Achilles. Colts fan in me is pretty glad we didn't tear the Achilles, but it's still something to monitor. He's probably gonna be out for a couple of weeks. Colts season is it's dwindling. It's dwindling. Not feeling good here, folks. We got Parker Washington, hip injury, left the game. I imagine he's going to miss at least a week. I mean, Jacoby Myers firing him up. Brenton Strange is obviously a tight end that's been decent of late. And Brian Thomas Jr. Like, are we messing with that? Where are we going with that direction? What do we have here? We got two teams. My opponents have Purdy and May on buys. They have Daniel and Rodgers as backups. I think Rodgers and Daniels play this week. All reports I've seen is that Daniel should be back for this week. I was looking at the spread a little bit ago, and it seems like Vegas, I believe they've got it set up where they think Daniels, either that or they think Mariota is not that much different from him. Let me see what we have actively as the spread on that game. Because they're playing the Vikings. Minnesota's a 1.5 favorite. That seems like... Rodgers is the wild card, though, man. Like, that team's going down fast. This might be the first Mike Tomlin team to ever be below a 500 record. Maybe Aaron Rodgers just wants to bow out. Say, oh, I'm hurt. I can't play. I technically wasn't a part of making horrible history. But I think Jaden Daniels plays this week. As of, I got 22 hours on most recent news. We don't have anything concrete. It's still not cleared for contact as of yesterday. Rodgers, I think it's a huge question mark. They're playing the Ravens too. This will be for the division, so you think he's going to want to make it out there. But, like, he struggled. I'm not saying Mason Rudolph is the way to a win there, but I don't know if it's going to be Aaron Rodgers anymore. If Daniels and Rodgers are out, I can pick up, like, 6 QBs. And my boy said he could pick up 2 collusion. So I'm a homie to others. Hey, as long as it's not premeditated by you, I don't see it as collusion. I think we talked about it on one of these streams earlier in the season. I did that in a guillotine league. I ended up picking up like 4 quarterbacks, and my brother, who I didn't talk about it ahead of time, he ended up picking up the other 2 and completely blocked the guy from picking up a QB that week. So I think everybody having great ideas together. It doesn't have to be collusion to come to that conclusion. That's dope, though. Like, any sort of move like that at this point of the season, I'm all here for it. Got to make sure you make it into the playoffs and keep the other teams out. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, what's their spread at right now? Baltimore by 5.5. I really don't know what the difference would be. Like, if that's Rodgers, what's Mason Rudolph? Like -6.5? Is it really that much of a difference? I don't see it at this point. It's win or go home for me. I will dead ass drop Addison and Gadsden and pick up a flex and tight end on Saturday. Oh, dude, Addison and Jefferson. What's going on in Minnesota? So many questions. People have questions about like what's happening up there. Not to say that it defines anything about Justin Jefferson, but clearly he is not QB proof. Clearly, we cannot just put him out there as a set it and forget it wide receiver 1. It's upsetting. It's heartbreaking. It's hard for me to believe, if we're being honest. But, like, yeah, I just picked him up in a Grand Theft Auto league. He could only protect 2 players, and he protected T. Higgins and McBride. So I was able to steal Justin Jefferson, and I really don't know if I'm happy about it. I really don't know if it was a worthwhile. I mean, at that point, it was either picking up him or, like Rashad White. It was a bad team I was picking up from, so selections were limited, but it's something I'm like, cool, I just picked up Justin Jefferson, probably to sit on my bench. Addison, 10-team leagues, he's definitely droppable. 12-team leagues, probably. And that hurts me to say. Gadsden, I don't know what happened with that, man. Like, that hotness was rolling, and it's kind of just the Chargers, like, They've had 1 decent game, I believe, in the last month. But outside of that, this team has just really struggled to look good. Not at all the team that we saw start out, what, 3-0, 4-0? They were so good. Everybody was leaning on it, and nothing. I have confidence in McCarthy. Is that fandom confidence, or is that true confidence? There's a little difference. I have no confidence in Anthony Richardson, but my fandom, I got confidence in A-Rich. But I never once had my desire to draft Jefferson. Yeah, I didn't exactly target Jefferson in a lot of my drafts. I didn't get him in a lot. I mean, it's a first-round pick. You only have so many options to pick him. Chargers need an O-line. They've got one. It's just on injured reserve right now. Yeah, when you've got 2-star tackles, like absolute studs at tackle, and you lost one right before the beginning of the season, and then Joe Alt, he's been in and out of the lineup all year. It's rough. It sucks when that's as fragile as a team can be sometimes. But like, there's a linchpin to the freaking offensive line. When you get both your bookends, your tackles, the guy on either side, you need those. And I don't know, they're doing well enough so it's not like they're really gonna like bank something big. Like the year when Joe Burrow went down. What did the Bengals do? They turned around and got the 4th overall pick and got Jamar Chase. Greatness. Yeah, Chargers aren't gonna get a top 5 pick. They got that once with the Joe Alt situation, but I don't see them landing up there again. So they look like the Colts, kind of, if we're being honest. Looks like the Colts, what they've usually been doing. Fantasy-wise, I hope this lowers everyone's draft stock. Yeah, I think that's really the best case scenario at this point, is let's kind of like shut it down. Let's call it a year. Let's take it home and hope that next year everybody's got a little bit of a bias. Justin Jefferson might slip into, the second round in some of your drafts, but like Addison, he could be a borderline draft or not draft, in some leagues. 10-team leagues, definitely. 12-team leagues, he could be there in that back half as people are picking up their tight end, defense, and kickers in the final round. So I think it's a lot to do with what the quarterback situation is. Like, does McCarthy show anything over these next, 6 weeks for them to go into the next season with him being the guy? Or do they have to pull a Indianapolis and go get a competent competition? Like, it's Kyler. As a Vikings fan, right, man? Would you want to see Kyler come in there and compete with him, like a Jameis Winston? Do we want to come see that? There's been reports that Daniel Jones could potentially be on their list. It's an incredibly interesting situation we have. Like, I'm eyeing Hampton as a top pick, but hopefully he's end of round 2 or early round 3. Yeah, that one's going to be interesting. I don't know if Hampton, unless he finishes up in the top 3, I don't know if he'll ever actually be looked at as a top 3. It's not the talent. Like, I really like the talent, but just him being there with Justin Herbert, and Justin Herbert being able to completely take over a game, throw 4 touchdowns, and Hampton just being standing there looking like he missed out. Greg Roman, he's looked a little different this year too. Been willing to not just be so run heavy. So yeah, I think Hampton easily could be a top 5 overall running back looked at, but does he get that appreciation? Because I don't see him going over Bijan next year. CMC is going to be a tough conversation next year. Jahmyr Gibbs, I don't see Hampton going over Gibbs. Oh my gosh, I'm completely drawing a blank on RBs right now. How high does Henderson go next year too, as far as Ramondre Stevenson? Is he there? Does Henderson get that high up look? Devon Achane, I'd probably take him over Hampton next year, but like Jonathan Taylor, would you roll the dice back, or would you rather have Hampton going into next year? Jonathan Taylor would be 29 next season, I believe. Yeah, he's only 26. He'll be 27. He's an old 26, but Josh Jacobs, yeah, I'd rather have Hampton. Bucky, I'd rather have Hampton. Chase Brown, I'd probably would rather have Hampton. Derrick Henry, Kyron, Breece Hall, yeah. So I think Hampton's gonna be locked in for top 5, top 6 easily next season. As a Vikings fan, all right, folks, get in here. We got to figure this situation out, because this one is probably going to be one of the more head-scratching situations of the offseason. But as a Vikings fan, I'll take Winston. Don't want to trade anything for Kyler and Mack, contract extension. So Rodgers or Winston. Really, the Rodgers? I'd rather have Winston than Rodgers. Like, I don't even want to deal with Rodgers freaking ego, him coming in there just bitching and moaning and complaining and being negative. But yeah, I don't know if Winston actually makes him competitive. Rodgers, he goes so slow. I think he actually gives him a chance to be competitive. But Winston, I think it's going to be a coin flip game just about every week. And I don't know if you want to deal with that. But I agree. Like, you got to, they've spent top 10, 10th overall pick for him, I think, on JJ McCarthy, top 8. I think maybe they traded up. I don't remember. Regardless, it was top 12 because we had 6 quarterbacks go in the top 12 of that season. They spent a lot of draft capital on them. It's hard to abandon that, but yeah, you don't want to really go out and pay big bucks or, you know, big draft capital for a guy that is he just a 1-year rental till you get your rookie? Because McCarthy's young, if I'm not mistaken. I believe maybe he was 21 when he got drafted, but he was either 20 or 21. He wasn't old, so he still has plenty of time to get things righted out and figured out. Where'd the music go? There we go. Cool. But folks, yes, we're cruising through here. We're about 20 minutes through the 60. We're talking waiver wire. We're talking fandom. We're talking next season, draft ADP, start sits, injuries. We've got it all here. Just hopping out, hanging out, having a good time for the next hour. Guys, appreciate you being here, loading up this chat. Corey, where'd you go, man? I know you got questions about your team. Let's keep going, man. What do we got? Bad QB class this year. I'll take another bad year of McCarthy and get a new GM, new coach, and take a QB in 2027 or a wide receiver in 27. Yeah. I think that's probably about the right. It's wild too. Weren't there 4 or 5 quarterbacks that were supposed to be going pretty early or supposed to be top prospects this year, and it's not panned out. You know, I think the consensus is Arch Manning's gonna be coming out next year. Is it Newsom? I'm trying to remember the other guys. Like, it hasn't been great. It hasn't been great. Tennessee looks like they probably locked up the number 1 overall pick. Probably going to be going the route of the Jags just a few years ago, drafting the number 1 overall pick back-to-back years. I think it's stupid for them to draft a quarterback. You know, stick with Cam Ward. Cam Ward's shown enough signs, enough flashes that why don't you go get another top-end piece or trade down if you can. Like, honestly, Titans have such an old team, they really should be trying to trade back a bit if they can. But yeah, I'm trying to think of who's a free agent in 2 years. Because, yeah, free agency this year, it's not pretty. It's not looking pretty so far. George Pickens, the belle of the ball, probably won't even make it over there. And quarterback-wise, it's not great. Hoping Williams sits out. I have Corum and Williams, so I'd rather have... Yeah, I think I'm with you there. I mean, I don't have Corum as a backup for a lot of my Kyron shares, so I'd much rather just kind of have it be a definitive one or the other, because this whole 50-50, it's how many backfields are 50-50 right now? It's absolutely bonkers how many of these teams are splitting up the work. Who do they even play this week? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Rams coming off a loss, of course. They played the Panthers this past week. Wasn't great, but that's all right. That's all right. They'll make do. They'll bounce back. They play Arizona. Decent matchup. They should be able to get at least 1 touchdown. Hopefully Corum doesn't steal it if it's both of them out there. But yeah, I'm with you on that one. What else we got? Worst scenario is Vikings draft a quarterback this year rather than trade for Mac Jones. I think I'd agree with that. Like, they can't give McCarthy just the 1 season. He'll be going into year 3, a little bit older, 1 year of experience under his belt. Maybe he can drop the 9 persona, or maybe he just evolves the 9 persona. It turns into 18 or 27, some other higher multiple of 9, because 9 just doesn't seem like enough. It just doesn't seem like enough. Mac Jones, man, I don't know what's up. Is he actually good? Like, is he actually good? That's my biggest, this inkling that's floating out there. Like, oh, maybe Mac Jones is good. Maybe he's a starter. I don't know that he's a starter in this league. I think he's a talented backup. He works out great. We've seen, what he did for Brian Thomas Jr. last year and for the 49ers for a bit this year. But I just don't know if he truly has the ability to be a starter. Be an extended guy, get a full contract, and go rock 2-3 years somewhere. I just don't see it working. Can't wait for Friday's show where I ask, should I start for the least amount of points so I can let the worst team in the playoffs? Dude, I'm always going to be here with that. I don't hate that at all. I think it's strategy. If you're not supposed to do it, there should be a rule against it. And they can't change rules mid-season, so if they're pissed, they're pissed. Fix it for next year. I don't think there's a problem with this. You know, you would increase your odds to move your own seeding in the playoffs, but if you can't move your own seeding, why would you not affect the seeding of others to make sure that you get a better matchup? Like, I think it's cool. I think it's fun as hell, as long as you're not going out there and not starting starting roster. Put in whoever you have to. But if you got to pick up crap players to start, bad lineups, that's on you. And I don't think the commissioner and people like that should complain about how you run your team, as long as it's following the rules. But yeah, man, come back on Friday, because there'll be a few that I don't think they know how to respond to that one. So I'm all here for it. I'm here for the madness. Just like we are here for the madness of Week 14, folks. No Panthers, no Patriots, no Giants, no 49ers. Who are you pivoting from? Rico Dowdle. The 50-50 split. At least you don't have to decide this week. Chuba Hubbard walking away with a better day. So, you get to table that decision for the playoffs. How great is that? You get to come off of all of the question marks from Week 13, a bye week, and then you're supposed to start one of those two, none of them, both of them, in the first week of the playoffs. I love it. Patriots, Drake May, he's gone, folks. He's been carrying your team for 13 weeks. It's time to put him on the shelf, give him a break, bust him out for the playoffs. And maybe it's a good thing, too. It's a win-or-get-in situation for a lot of people as far as Henderson goes, so maybe you don't want to have to sit there and figure that out. As Henderson went back to a backseat role this past week behind Stevenson, it was ridiculous. What else? Oh, Stephon Diggs. He's cold. He's hot. He's cold. He's hot, hot, hot. He's cold. He's hot. He's cold. He's hot. He's cold. He's hot. He's cold. Yeah, I don't know what to do there. I think it really just ramps up to Drake May being too good for fantasy football, in the sense that he's not going to have a consistent wide receiver. So in most situations, I might be okay dropping Stephon Diggs, letting that landmine float out there. I don't know how comfortable I'd be rolling him out there in the playoffs for you. Because just checking out, what is the situation for the first week of the playoffs? It's probably not great, folks. No, just kidding. No idea, actually. Taking a guess, trying to stall as I'm scrolling here, looking for the New England Patriots. Oh, there they are. Buffalo, Baltimore, and the Jets. So, yeah, don't know. Buffalo hadn't been great, so I don't like that one. Baltimore, who knows what team's going to show up in the Jets. Just the Jets. So, yeah, maybe Stephon Diggs might be one of those landmines you're letting go. Giants. It's been a lot of Jackson Dart. Tyrone Tracy's looked pretty good as of late. I don't remember exactly what he had this past week. 2 weeks prior, you saw him completely take over that backfield, get things taken care of. So happy with that. Last night wasn't as impressive. Just 15-33. Lost to the Patriots there. Singletary just 4 points. Taking for the playoffs with you? I don't know. What else do we have? And then the 49ers. I mean, really, it's just Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle. Juwan Jennings is toxic on the field. He's toxic in your lineup. Brock Purdy, we can't get consistency from him. And then Ricky Pearsall. Is he just a break glass in case of an emergency situation? I really thought Ricky was good. Really thought he was going to be good. I thought he was going to be great for this team. And outside of him being the only guy out there for the first, 3-4 weeks of the season, it hasn't been pretty, folks. Hasn't been pretty. I have one league where I'm third. I'm in the third seat, and there's a scenario where I don't make the playoffs if I lose because 2 teams have a tie. Yo. I guess how many, is it 6 teams going to the playoffs, or is it just 4? Because if it's 6 teams going to the playoffs and you get bounced out from the third seed, that's rough. That's freaking rough. Yeah, let's get that lineup figured out. Make sure you're not getting screwed with an Amon-Ra situation from this past week, getting a big old whopping donut from a guy who got hurt Those really set you back. But yeah, that's my home league was like that this past year. Luckily, we actually locked up the playoff. The teams that are in and the teams that are out this past week, which is pretty cool because we usually don't do that in my home league. But yeah, but the 6 teams fighting for the playoffs are all playing each other. So I think it's no matter what. But I gotta do the math. 6 teams. Okay, yeah, 6-team playoff, and it's even more heartbreaking if that comes down to you getting bounced from the 3rd seed. And of course, the schedule gods looked upon you, making you all play the last week. It's always nice when you get like it doesn't matter if I win, but I should win anyway kind of a team. I've got that in a couple of my leagues, and damn, it's nice. Yeah, start mathing it out. I imagine your first tiebreaker is going to be points scored, so hopefully your top 3 would be really nice on points scored, because that'll really push you over the edge to make sure you get that dub. But man, I'm going to be sweating it with you. I'll be sweating it with you. That's not fun. Other injuries. Oh, Aaron Jones. Shoulder injury. Left the game in the 3rd quarter. Do we care? Do we even care that he misses the game? Because honestly, I'm not going back to the Jordan Mason experience. I just don't think that's the direction that I want to go here with my team. You know, a win and get in scenario for most of us, like, there's no pass catching upside. This team doesn't seem to have an upside, so I just don't know how you would want to lean on Aaron Jones. Or not Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, if Aaron Jones is out. If he's out, he's out. That sucks. You can't have him. But I don't know if I want to look to pivot any direction with that. I think that's all the injuries. I think. If anybody else has got anything on the injuries, throw them out there. Let me know. We're still looking for updates as we are pretty early into the Tuesday afternoon. We don't get a lot of reports, but we just need a handful of these before we go into Tuesday night, before waivers start running. For most of y'all, it should run tonight. Better leagues, they're definitely starting waivers on Wednesday at noon. It's been like the new trending thing I've seen. I don't hate it. I end up falling asleep before I should Tuesday night a lot and forget to set a lot of waivers. So I might be, especially my home league, pushing for that. Darnold or Herbert? Probably Darnold. That's just early speculation too, based on not knowing if Herbert's going to play or not. The game also comes in on Monday, so it's going to be rough to know there. I'm trying to look at where I have. I got Darnold at 13 right now, and I've got Herbert at 15. Yeah. I think I'm taking Sam Darnold regardless. You know, they're going to be playing on Sunday versus the Monday, so you don't have to wait. Because if they're playing the Eagles, you're not going to have Jalen Hurts. You're not going to be able to make a pivot there. So, yeah, give me Darnold. A couple points up there. I think he's just a bit safer. Starting Rice, JSN, Ladd, Gibbs, and Jacobs. Oh, that's juicy. JSN had his one and only bad week this past week, so that should be good to go. Ladd McConkey, that should give you a nice wide receiver 3 floor. And then Rashee Rice, the wide receiver 2 coming off of last week. I love that. Gibbs and Jacobs, yeah, tried 2 running backs. You can't really go wrong there. And then what else you have? Tight ends, either Loveland or Gadsden. Flexes Addison, Bam, Keenan Allen, or Pearsall. It's a lot of players I liked coming into the season. Loved me some Ricky, Keenan Allen. I mean, Keenan Allen was great as a draft pick, as long as you moved on at the right time. Addison, that one's burning a hole in my roster. Bam Knight actually looks like the most intriguing at the flex option, or at least the most tried and true points, as long as Trey Benson doesn't come back. And I've got Gadsden ranked above Loveland. I just think the explosive play is a little bit bigger, and there's they both have the same problem. There's just too many guys that can catch the ball. ATL Outdoors, what's happening? Got knocked out of first to third. 5 teams tied at 8-5. Yeah, no one at 9-4. Playing the weakest 8-5 team. Second and fourth favored. First place guy plays close matchup with the strong 7. Dude, this is what I'm talking about. This is like the everybody's 8-5. The everybody's 7-6. The 9-4s. You have just so much Mathiasen just talking about how he could jump from potentially 6 to what would be, I guess, 7, get knocked out of the playoffs. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. I mean, you got your lineup set and ready? You picking up anybody? Do you need any holes to fill with the bye weeks? If not, man, good luck. Hopefully you can get it back up there in the top 2 so you can get a bye week, because going from 1st to 3rd, oh, that can be infuriating. Just absolutely seeing red. Who would you start at tight end or flex? I guess depending on how Gibbs does on Thursday will help decide. Yeah, that's true too. That'll kind of give you a little bit more of a an idea of that. But yeah, I mean, I've got Gadsden over Loveland. I mean, it's just kind of hard not to. I've got Loveland at 12. Where's Gadsden? Oh, got him at 9. Yeah, I've got Gadsden at 9 this week. I've got Loveland at 12 so far. I just think the overall upside, yeah, is going to be higher with him. And I think Bam Knight. And then, is it Ricky Pearsall? I really have no idea. Like, Addison, Pearsall, and Keenan Allen. You could go so many different directions here. Like, I don't want to play Addison. I don't want to play Keenan Allen. I don't want to play Ricky Pearsall. Dude, that's rough. Let me see what I've got in my rankings here, but I really don't know what to do, man. And I imagine there's not some great pickups for you. Like, how many players are really playable? I don't know, Jacoby Myers. I think I'd take Jacoby Myers over all these guys if he's out there. Ricky Pearsall, where are you? Woo! I've actually got Addison ranked the highest out of the 3 of them. Oh, Ricky Pearsall's on bye. Duh. That's why I couldn't find him. Yeah. So Ricky ain't playing. I think I benched that. So yeah, it's Addison if it comes between Addison and Keenan, but I like Bam with no Trey Benson. Yeah, Bam Knight I've got ranked higher than Addison, my flex play. So yeah, I'd go that direction. Bam Knight finds the end zone each week. Unfortunately. I guess if you have him, I don't have a lot of Bam Knight. I didn't at one point in the season. Ended up cutting him, moving on, and it just didn't play out for me for the rest of the season very well. Nice. Streaming options this week. Let's check out, see what we're looking at. Tight end. So you brought up Loveland. Where are we at on Waller? I think Waller definitely deserves to be picked up, played. I'm willing to go right back to the well with him. What else you got? Another league I'm in, 10th seed playing the 5th. And if I win, knock him out. I should get considering having the second most points in the team fighting for the playoffs. Wait, you can get in from the 10th seed? Is that what you're saying? Holy crap. Being 10th with the second most points played, that's rough. That's freaking rough. One of my little brothers, he's dead last in our home league, and he's second point scored, and he's got like 2 wins. It's so freaking sad. Every single week on the Sleeper Weekly Report, he comes in and he's got like right there behind the number 1 person. It's almost like I did it on purpose. I didn't. I would have if I could have, but I didn't. 2-flex league, losing Hendo to bye, bumping Kareem Hunt from the flex to RB. Corn back in my lineup, replacing Keenan. Nice. Flexing Michael Wilson if Marvin Harris is out, and probably A.D. Mitchell. Dude, A.D. Mitchell's not a bad play. I don't think it's terrible. I've talked about him the last couple weeks on this show. Just the target share that he's getting involved with. I know it's not pretty as far as, I mean, other than this past week, you know, the 100 yards and the touchdown really did you well. But prior to that, he wasn't catching the ball, and that was the big issue. It's the issue kind of we had in Indianapolis with him as well. But the average depth of target that he's seeing is just absolutely ridiculous. Tyrod's back there. I feel way better with Tyrod over Justin Fields. So, yeah, I don't think the A.D. Mitchell's a horrible play. especially if you're putting him in there as a flex or double flex situation, just because you should have the balance across your running backs and wide receivers. Should be able to give you a nice floor stability as far as your lineup goes, and then you go for those lottery tickets, those firework players that can blow up there in that double flex position. So 80 Mitchell, not a confidence. I don't mind it. Terry McLaurin in there for Keenan Allen. I like that too, but whew, Terry, he scared me this year. 12 team and 8 makes the playoffs. Okay, I like that. I lost to Gibbs Giants week where he's, oh man, dude, that's some of these like one-off weeks where guys are scoring like the Brock Bowers week, 4 weeks ago, and the 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I had to sit on that back into that. I got the 6 touchdown lashing from Josh Allen. If you end up seeing that, and then that's the only reason you lose because the rest of your team is just beating the crap out of them, I feel so bad, so bad. And that's the reason we this holiday season it's sad for some of us because stuff like that happens. Played against Jason, Dak, Emmanuel Wilson, and Packers defense versus not. Yep, that'll take care of business too. Absolutely knock you out. Debating benching / dropping Gadsden for Strange or Juwan Johnson. Don't like Chargers pass game with the O-line. I agree. If Marvin Harrison Jr. plays, I'll probably play Jacoby Myers over Wilson. I'm okay with the Strange, the Gadsden to Strange pivot. I think I like Gadsden over Juwan Johnson. And I think that's purely just because I like the floor to ceiling play. Like if my tight end spot, unless you get one of the top guys, you're usually not going to get consistent or big end points. I think Gadsden has that chance compared to just Juwan Johnson, what he offers you on that team. But I do agree, if you want a little bit more stability, I think you're going to find it there with Brenton Strange over Gadsden at this point in the season. The MHJ play, yeah, I was just talking about Jacoby Myers. I think he's a decent play. I liked Parker Washington over him when it came to those head-to-head, but now that Washington's out, it's an easy choice for me. You know, you only have to pick one and give me the guy that's going to be out there, so give me Jacoby Myers. Decent matchup, too, this week. Who do they get? The Titans? No, not the Titans. The Colts, that's right. That's right. The Jags play the Colts, and there's a decent chance that we lose and don't make the playoffs, and it's okay. It's okay, folks. Don't worry. I'm not crying. I'm not. Looked like Mechie ran ARSB routes, and AD was running the JMO routes. As a Georgia fan, that was AD's issue at Georgia. He caught everything or nothing. Then went to Texas. Yeah, it's disgusting, and that's the gamble with taking him. But again, there is no gamble with John Mechie because there's no jackpot, I guess. You know, like the guy you can walk away with, sure, 5 catches, 50 yards on a touchdown, and you'd be happy. And it could be way better than 80 Mitchell. I just don't see John Mechie ever giving you 100 yards on a touchdown like we saw from 80 Mitchell. So, yeah, it's definitely a gamble, but I agree with you there. He's getting the more worthwhile, the higher quality catches. You know, the ARSB roll, it works out great, but not in this offense. They don't nearly throw enough, and they don't move the ball well enough. So the Amon-Ra roll kind of is pointless in this offense. Lost by 5 points. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what it is. That's what kills you, folks. That's what makes you want to drive your car into a mailbox and just absolutely 5-point loss and have that many points put up against you. That'll drive you crazy for the next week. That week, Addison got me 0, and Kyron did nothing because the game, the Tampa Bay game. Just got had a hand quick, and there was no need for him. I bet that one hurts even worse. I bet it hurts that much more that Addison was the one that did you dirty. Feel for you, buddy. Start 2. Jefferson, McLaurin, and Higgins. We're going to be playing 2 of the 3 here. We were just talking about Jefferson a little bit and just the problem you have to deal with that. T. Higgins, of course, coming back from the head injury, the concussion. Oh my goodness. Right now I've got Justin Jefferson ranked the highest. Wow. I don't know what to do with him, folks. Like, this whole ranking competition over there at Fantasy Pros, it's, I don't want to call it political, but, like, you can't just go in there and put your ranks, your favorite ranks. You still have to, you know, a guy like Troy Franklin. For a while, I didn't know where to put him. Did I put him in as a wide receiver 2 or a wide receiver 4? Well, I'll split the difference, put him as a wide receiver 3, and that way I'm not deviated too far from the actual end result. Justin Jefferson's that same thing. Wide receiver 1 talent, he could do it any week. But how high am I willing to do it? Because it's not happening. It's not happening regularly. So right now I've got him at wide receiver 14 on the week. I've got Terry McLaurin coming in at 20. And then T. Higgins. I've got him ranked at wide receiver 60, but I'm waiting for... I guess I just haven't moved him up there since the concussion. Let me see if we have any notes on that. I imagine he's going to clear concussion protocol. He does remain in concussion protocol as of yesterday, but again, it's Tuesday. So as of now, it's Justin Jefferson and McLaurin. If we get word that T. Higgins is back. Damn. Oh, Jefferson and McLaurin play each other. So that's really what we're banking on. Let's just play those two and hope we get a nice little shootout between the two of them. So yeah, at this point, T. Higgins is going to be the one I'm sitting. Come back on Sunday morning. We've got the Start-Sit show early in the morning. Or find me on the socials. Hit me up and we'll see where we're at. But that's, as of now, I think that's what we're looking at. Man, I lost almost 100 points this week. That's wild. Come on. Give me the scoring settings. Let me know. You guys got first down points in there? Is it full PPR, super flex? Was it just that bad of a dredging, or do you guys score that many points? Love to know. I think Seahawks defense scored 45 against 45 freaking points. I think the highest league I saw, he scored like 39 points. So that's absolutely wild for them to be cranking out that many points. That's dope, though. That's dope. What else we have in here? McLaurin plays Vikings defense, and Vikings defense is playing good. Seattle game was 3-0 with 3 minutes left in the first half, and then pick 6 happened. Higgins is a must-start, in my opinion, if he clears. Yeah, that'll be the big thing, is if he clears, if he gets up there. Buffalo does a pretty good job against the passing game. Like, you can beat them on the ground quite a bit. We saw this past week, but Joe Burrow's back. Should bring them magic with some Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Goodness. Yeah, you got to figure out somebody to sit from that Washington-Minnesota game, and I just don't know which end I want to go on. Do you trust the guy with the worst quarterback or the one that's been hampered and hurt all season? I don't know. Also, does my light keep going out, or do I keep hitting the button? Let me know if y'all notice it going out. It's tripping me out. Don't like it. What else do we have here? Half PPR mostly with a few edits. He had Bijan, AJ Brown, Nico, May. Dude, that's where it is. All right, 100-point swing. That's where you find it. Love that. Too many Chargers players. Dude, hadn't that been the issue? All of a sudden, you're like, all right, fine. I'll play some Chargers, but maybe just 2 of the guys work out. You know, give me Vidal and 1 of the pass catchers. Maybe a tight end sprinkle here, or a Herbert sprinkle. Just give me 3 of the 6 viable players that we're playing. And they go out there and they just drop a deuce, just smear it across the field, step on it with their cleats, leave no one that is viable. None of them. I mean, Ladd McConkey this past week had the touchdown, right? So he was doable. But dude, I'm so sick of just these flashes of greatness from the Chargers, and then they fall flat. And then the flashes, and they fall flat. It's annoying as hell. Yo, I clinched my playoffs. Nice last week. Playoffs start this week. Okay. Start 1. Higgins versus Buffalo, or Harvey versus... I saw it this time. Yep. Light went out. Locked in. But yeah, Harvey. Pretty disappointing this past week. Got the 2 touchdowns, but overall, as far as the production, I didn't love it. Didn't love what we got from him. Oh, man. I want to say Harvey just right off the bat, but let me check, see what I've got here. Yeah, I guess I need to update my rankings with T. Higgins with him playing. But right now, I would play Harvey over him. I've got Harvey ranked as my RB 13 on the week. Las Vegas, it's a pretty decent matchup. This offensive line for Denver's good, so I think it'd be more of like a Harvey's floor play. T. Higgins would be the ceiling play for me. So coming out of the Thursday night game, if you've got anything that kind of shows you there, maybe you played against Gibbs and he goes off on you, so maybe you want to lean to T. Higgins. But I think it's a full PPR. I don't know if that changes it too much, because I think T. Higgins could have a good day against Buffalo. I just think it's going to be more on the back of touchdowns and or receiving yards, not necessarily receptions in total. Let me go back to his last couple weeks so just see what we're working with. Yeah, because he hadn't been a huge reception guy. It's been Jamar Chase sucking all those up. But we got Joe Burrow back, so who knows? Who knows? Oh, get out of here, spam. Let's spam comments popping in. We don't want that. Burrow or Darnold? I have Daniel Jones as well. Dude, I've been holding Daniel Jones onto my Drake May teams for so long. It's like, all right, cool. He's a decent pivot if I really need to, but at least he'll get me through the week 14 bye week for Drake May. No, I'm trying to get away from that. Trying to get away from Daniel Jones and the dinged up leg. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off here. So let me go quarterback rankings. Who do I have? I got Joe Burrow at 6. Sam Darnold, yeah, that's right, 13, and then Daniel Jones at 15. So yeah, it's an easy Burrow for me. Darnold, decent-ish matchup. I don't think it'll kill you, but I think I'd rather go for the firepower of Joe Burrow here. Also, I made a trade. All right, let's go. Let's go. Gotta love a trade here, folks. Mike Kyron and Odunze for Henderson and Jefferson. Okay, I like it. I kind of think both these pieces are in similar situations. Odunze and Jefferson, amazing talents. And NFC North, quarterback sucks. Caleb Williams, he's playing drastically better than J.J. McCarthy. But is that true? I believe less than half of Odunze's targets this year have not been deemed catchable, or over half of them. Caleb Williams, he's like at 58% completion percentage on the season. They're doing great. They're 9-3. That's awesome. Team's not looking awesome, or the quarterback play is not perfect. And then I think that the running back situation's pretty similar as far as Kyron may be the lead back and the guy and the one that's getting paid, but his quarterback's going on an MVP run. He's trying to knock down some benchmarks with all the passing touchdowns, and he's a little banged up too. Henderson on the other side, I think I'd take him in the explosiveness over Kyron. And then Jefferson Odunze, I think it's a shot in the dark. Jefferson's definitely has the better schedule. So, all in all, I like the trade. Yeah, he's doing all right playing left tackle, but like, think of what they could be doing if he was playing guard. Think if they had their other two tackles, if they had Alt and Slayton and Saylor. Like, it throws me off. The two of those guys. But yeah, if they had their other tackles, he could play guard, they'd be doing even better. Crosby, yeah, it's not gonna be great. But that's also why I'm thinking the wrong team. Never mind. Just put that together. Moving on. Burrow's demand held all year. He's the reason I make the playoffs. I didn't really have him in any opportunity for redraft leagues. Everybody held on to him in IR, so I haven't got to hang out with that. But I do him in a couple dynasty leagues and competing teams. Really, really happy he's coming back. My best dynasty team, I've got him and Jaden Daniels. And I've been hurting. It's a super flex league. I've been playing one quarterback. My other two were Jackson Dart and Cam Ward. So when Jackson Dart was down, it was struggle. Like, Marcus Mariota was my only quarterback I was playing. I played Cam Ward on his good week, not because it was a great call by me, but because I had no other players, nothing else I could have done. It's rough out there. So Joe Burrow coming back to win it for us. We love that. Who do you like more rest of season, Henry or Chase Brown? Full PPR. I love the question. Interesting. Honestly, I believe I've probably got them in the same tier. Like, just right off the bat here. I'm trying to pull up what I have in my rest of season rankings. I've got Derrick Henry at 7, and I've got Chase Brown at 10. So, just a quick look at that. I take Derrick Henry. I do like their schedule rest of the season. The team's suspect, though. That team's freaking suspect. Burrow and the Bengals are back. So I know they're going to be happy for that. But damn, I really would have thought I would have picked Chase Brown. But yeah, I've got Derrick Henry. Looking at rest of the season as far as just strength of schedule. What are we looking at? Bengals are 15th easiest, so they're middle of the pack. Baltimore is 19th. So really, the schedule doesn't change too much for me. They actually play each other, too. So I think that's great for them. I'm going to take Henry, but Chase Brown's going to be a close, especially with the full PPR. They're right behind it. Obviously, Derrick Henry's going to have 3 more catches rest of the season. Maybe 4. Oh, and Chase Brown definitely gives you that upside. Sweet. Sweet. You are looking for my weekly rankings, rest of season rankings. They are over there on Fantasy Pros. Check them out there. They've got, 150, 200 guys doing rankings. I'm part of it. Had a couple good weeks. A few good finishes on player positions, but I'll update those. I usually update them Tuesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night, Thursday night, so whatever. But yeah, multiple times a week. You can go over there and check them out. We also have them over here on the Fantasy Football Advice Network. Check out all the analysts we have. They put out their rankings. Check those out there. What else, folks? We've got about 8 minutes before we shut this bad boy down. Talking anything else? Any more questions? Anything rumbling? Does everybody have their pivot for Thursday night if Amon-Ra doesn't play? And if Amon-Ra doesn't play, who's plugging in the Tesla? Who's out there running it? Who's excited for that one? I know there's a guy here on the network, Tyler. Tyler's gonna be excited that Tesla gets to run out there side by side with him and JMO. A couple of he's a big fella, 6'4" guy running out there. You got Jameson Williams out there at 6'1", so I'd be really excited to see a big towering behemoth out there. Oh snap! We got the meatball in the house. What's up? How you doing, buddy? Great to see you here, hanging out with us. As always, good seeing you there at the Expo. Folks, if you don't make it up to the Expo, it's going to be last week in July, I believe, this year. Definitely worth checking out. Fantasy Football Expo out there in Canton. And it's Canton, Ohio. You're like, why would I want to go to Canton, Ohio? Well, Pro Football Hall of Fame's out there. And the cost out there is dirt cheap. It's like $7, and you can get like a platter of food. It's so nice, just as far as that. The place itself, it could be nicer. But great time. Definitely worth checking out if you've never done it. Fantasy Football Expo. The trade window closes Wednesday. Let's get on it then. Any adjustments? Mahomes, Achane, Chase Brown, Jefferson, Rice, Tyler Warren, Harvey. Bench is Henderson, Gadsden, Higgins, Wandell, Stroud. I think it's just quarterback. I think your running backs are great. Achane should be able to run it to the end for you. Chase Brown I really like. Rice, Tyler Warren, Harvey I really like. Justin Jefferson. Love the talent. Hendo, I think, is a great plug-in. T. Higgins, great plug-in. Wandell's looks strong. Gadsden's not bad, but I think it's going to be quarterback. Stroud, I really don't have any interest in Stroud. I know he's done decent-ish, but Mahomes, what is it? Mahomes' rest of the season quarterback schedule, I think, is rough. So if you're at all able to sell high on Patty Mahomes, I think I would. Oh, wow. They actually have the worst rest of season schedule. They play Houston, who's number 1, Chargers, who are 7, Tennessee's 15, and in the championship, they play Denver at number 2. So, yeah, Patrick Mahomes, I think, would be the pivot option. Like, if you could... Do you try and flip Patrick Mahomes for Lamar Jackson? Do you have the stones to roll out there with Lamar Jackson, who's one of the easiest remaining schedules? Oh, man, that would be interesting, because you could piece something together. I'm trying to look at, Dak's got a decent schedule, but, could you flip him for that? Honestly, Daniel Jones plays Jacksonville 2 of the next 4 weeks. He's got San Francisco in there. I think I try to piece something together with your quarterback, so check that out, see what you can find. Jacoby Myers Productions, a result of Parker Washington getting hurt. I think a little bit yes and no. You know, he was going out there, decent target share. I believe he was right around that 20% clip with Parker Washington, Brian Thomas Jr. I think it really just, we're taking away Parker Washington and adding Brian Thomas Jr. You know, last couple of weeks it was just those other two. Now BTJ's back. So I like Myers as like a high-end wide receiver 3, low-end wide receiver 2. You know, if he finds the end zone, you'll be happy. If not, just decent-ish day. One start this week, Burrow, Nix, Jaden Daniels, or Trevor. God, why are we talking about Trevor? The fact that you put him in here, I don't think is a bad thing. This isn't a slight at you. It's just the fact that Trevor Lawrence has actually been pretty good over the last month. It's probably going to be Burrow. Jaden Daniels, I don't mind, but first week back, are we going to see something similar to Lamar where he's just not fully running? Granted, I know it was an elbow injury, but you know, what situations do we see there? And Nix, I just don't trust. Trevor Lawrence, I've wanted to trust him for so long that it's hard for me to. Start 4, we got Vidal and Hampton. So yes, Neil Kamara, Bam Knight. Oh my God, you got all the hurt guys in their backup. That's awesome. Then should have dropped Sticky Ricky and or Tootin for Pollard as Spears. I definitely don't want Pollard. If you need the fill-in, yeah, it's just, let's go ahead and omit the Tennessee Titans. Let's not even talk about Spears. Vele, I don't know if you're actually going to want to play him. AD Mitchell, Tesla, Wicks, Bird, and Brown. Okay, so Wicks is out. Vele's out for me. Titans. Tesla, if you need to start this week, I'd be willing to pick him up, but I just don't know how much worth he's going to have outside of that. As far as long-term answers, I think it would be Burden and AD Mitchell for me. But yeah, I'm willing to drop Ricky at this point. Everybody else is back. Everybody else is healthy. I'd keep Tootin. I'd still keep Tootin. He looks like he needs an injury to be a stud, but I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. So I'd hold on to him. I'd drop Ricky and pick up either, yeah, like I said, AD Mitchell or Luther Burden. Start 4, though. We're starting Vidal Hampton, starting Neil Kamara, starting Bam Knight. You start Monungai? You start all the running backs? I think so. I think that's what we're doing. And then, yeah, like I said, go ahead and drop Ricky, unfortunately. Ricky! How long do you think St. Brown is out? The average of what I've seen, all the Twitter doctors talking out there, it's probably going to be a 1 to 2 week that he misses. Amon-Ra is a different type of guy, so I could see him not missing anything, but there is a trend with guys, just even with these lower sprained ankles, there's the dip in the target share over the first couple of weeks. So if he plays this week, I could still see him turning out a decent day because it's Dallas, but I think he's going to be hampered. I think it's going to be less than 80% Amon-Ra. And then, honestly, he probably should just sit out this 1 week because then they get the extra long week and a half before the following week. So, for me personally, and a lot of my Amon-Ra shares, I hope he sits, but I doubt he's out more than a week. I think going into the fantasy playoffs, you're going to be happy and putting him out there in your lineup. Start 1, Burrow, Goff, Love, Trevor, or Mariota. Give me Burrow. I've got him at 6 this week. Which two are best bench stashes? Tootin, Emmanuel Wilson, Corum, Pacheco, DJ Moore, AD Mitchell, Burden, Browns. So bench stashes for me is typically running backs are going to hold a lot more value than wide receivers. So out of the wide receivers, it would be Mitchell and Burden would be the only two I'd be interested in. Running backs, I think at this point with the Kyron news, I think it would be Corum, Emmanuel Wilson, Tootin, and then Pacheco. But I don't know if I'd actually, like if Hunt was hurt, I don't know if I'd actually be excited to play Pacheco in the playoffs. We just talked about Patty's schedule. Pacheco has the same one. So yeah, let me go Corum, Wilson, Tootin, as far as just like both these, Wilson and Corum, both their first guys banged up. And then, yeah, it'd be AD Mitchell and Burden for the two wide receivers. Burrow, Jones, Goff, Love, or Brissett. It's going to be between Burrow and Brissett for me. I'm going to lean Burrow, but Brissett, I mean, he's the number 1 quarterback since week 6 right now, or number 2 quarterback. Oh, no, Josh Allen is the only guy that scored more than him over the last 6 weeks. Crazy. My first priority are Strange and Juwan Johnson, Tesla third. Tesla's interesting. He's interesting. but I don't know if he's interesting enough that I want to play him. That's my hard part. It is 4 o'clock. We're about to get out of here. But hey, Fantasy Meatball coming at it. Expo is a must if you're a fantasy football degenerate. If you make content, if you enjoy content, or you just want to go check out the Hall of Fame with like-minded people and cheap beer. It's a place to go, folks. Check it out. Kittle on a bye, which tight ends better this week. Ertz, Andrews, Taylor, Ingram, Barner, Loveland. Yeah, I think it'd be Loveland and Andrews would be the two I'm looking at. Who will be the Lions wide receivers? Raymond is out. And if St. Brown doesn't play, Tesla, I guess. I don't know. Tim Patrick, too bad he's with the Jags. D. Jones or Darnold in week 4. I got Darnold just above Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones can have a good game. That injury just scares me a little bit. If you like the idea of moving Mahomes, but I feel like the rushing upside might tick back up because they're really fighting for. And I don't disagree with that. I was just kind of making the other argument for how bad that schedule is. It's rough. All right, last one, folks. Traded Lamar Jackson for Herbert, ARSB before week 1. The ARSB for Cook and Hendo right now. Ramondre went down before Hendo boomed. Making moves, man. Making moves. That's what we're doing here on Walking the Wire, the Fantasy Football Advice Network. Folks, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for hanging out with me. It's been fun. It's been awesome. I got to get out of here. They're flashing the lights at me. Come check us out every single Tuesday at 3. Fantasy Football Advice Network here, or come check me out on my other channel. It's Too Much Fantasy Football. We're having a great time. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks for everything. We'll see y'all later. Peace out.